Yeah, we thank God again for the third session, and I want to thank God for helping us. I want to thank the participants and also our instructor. We had some conversation some few hours before today's event, and I must say that God just one word that the step of instructor to us. Before we start, we want to have some short feedbacks. Hope we have not done what we have learned in the last 1 week. Maybe are there any feedback? Are there any feedback? Want to hear any feedback? Because the goal of this bootcamp is not just to say, I've learned data analytics, I've learned. It's for us to practice it. And one of the things we want to do at Creed was that instead of people sending their CV to companies, we want to build Creed such to be a talent city or talent community where even the companies will become to be sending CV, to be sending their vacancy to us, that we have people who are good in this area. So I want us to work much more on what we are learning to see the bigger picture. So to not waste time, Mr. Popolati, over to you, sir.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
How was our week?
That's great.
Okay.
That's good.
Pick off from there 1 second. Okay. Last week we were able to go through how we can log in for the first time, and we wrote our first SQL statement.
Watching us from where are you listening from?
Hello, can you hear me?
We are reaching somebody.
Okay. So last week we were able to write our first SQL, and this week we are going to pick up from there. So first and foremost, I want to ask, as Roshin was asked, is there anything that you feel you are expecting that you've not seen, or is there anything that you need clarification on, or anything that you just want to talk about that, okay, the last week I was able to do this. Were you able to do anything? The assignment that we're given, were you able to do anything in relation to it? Please, can we open our mics? Okay, the class is quiet.
Sorry. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Okay, my name is Sheye Oluseoligmide. Okay, so I was hoping that for the SQL that
Yes.
probably we will get I believe there are rules. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Maybe there are rules to writing queries. I'm new, but I don't know. I just want to know. I was also hoping that probably we will get some materials that could help, that one could study and read up, so I can improve on myself, because I realized that the video sometimes we skip some material, maybe because of time. So even when you go through the video, you are still going through whatever has been taught in class. But of course, we may not be able to touch everything in the on the slides and all. I was hoping if we can get the slide, also material, something to help that you can combine. Okay, look at this rule. Let me apply some of one, two, three, 4 rules and see how I can write these scripts by myself and then just improve on myself. I don't know. That's my thinking, really. I don't know. Maybe we're still going to get there. I don't know what the training academy has in store. I don't know what the lecturer also has in store. So I'm just curious. I just need to know.
Okay. First and foremost, I think in the first class, I shared all the slides that I use, which I feel is explanatory enough. Roshan, maybe you help us out here. Is Roshan still here?
Yeah,
Hello?
yes, I'm here.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know, because we send the files out, the presentation slide, we send it out. Maybe after the class, maybe we can see, we can check whether you have it or not. So I will send it.
Okay. Okay. And secondly, we've not really started SQL. We are just starting today. So for what we've been doing is majorly we have been doing data modeling. So data modeling is like building a database from the scratch. SQL is the database that have been built. You are trying to get something out of it. So we just started. We are just going to start today, so you don't have any reason to be bothered. I think by the time we finish today's class, you know, at least you'll be much more confident that we are going the right direction. Thank you so much for that question. Any other question before I go on? Okay, if there's no other question, let's move on then. So last week we were able to log in. Can we all quickly log in again? Can we still remember how we did that last week? Please, can we all quickly log in? Remember your username, your password. Let me log out and log in again. So just see for those people. Okay, you type in your password. And our advice that we save our workspace name just by clicking here and you open up. Okay. So if you have any issue at this point, please let me know before we go on. Okay, if the class is quiet, that means everybody is fine. So from there, you come here. Last week, we were able to bring in our script. So we are not bringing in our script today. We are going to the SQL command. We click on the command and it brings this environment. Please, I'm going to call at intervals that you should share your screen. I want to see what you are doing because today is going to be throughout practicals. So I want everybody to follow.
I'm not there yet.
Okay, so do you need any help?
Yes, I'm trying to.
Your password, have you finally gotten it?
No, you say you will send it to me this morning.
Okay, let me quickly do that this morning.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I've shared it with you now.
Okay. Let me see.
Any other person? No other person. So we are good. Should I still wait for you or you can meet up with us?
Yeah. I'm not getting the.
Share your screen, please.
I'm not okay. I'm not getting the Oracle.
Yeah. Share your screen.
Okay. I'm just on the. Okay. Let me see. Nothing is on my screen yet.
Okay, just share it. It doesn't matter. We'll start from wherever you are.
And that's what I'm saying. I have not been able to get the Oracle app software out.
Okay, you just type in iAcademy. It should show you the remaining one. Okay, I'm going to share. So it's a web app, so you don't need to install it. I've shared
Okay,
it.
that's what I'm. Okay, okay. Let me stop sharing now.
Okay. So are you good with that now?
Okay. Yeah, okay. And then
Okay.
I was thinking it was installed on my system.
No, no, no.
Okay.
Okay. So please don't mind me. If you want me to call you professor, please put professor in front of your name here. It's the name I see on the screen. That's what I'm going to call you. So please, if you want doctor or something in front of your name, please let me put it there so that I'll address you rightly. Okay, let's go on. So first thing first, let's look at the environment. Last week, we were able to talk about Oracle Application Express, that's Oracle Express. They call it Apex, Oracle Apex. So Oracle Apex is a web application that is used to learn how to do programming in SQL and also to write little applications. Okay, but for the sake of this course, we are going to be using only the SQL workshop, which is inside it, we have the SQL command embedded in it. So this environment, from here, you can see the number of rows. So if you notice, when we wrote select all from the table, one of the tables that we brought in last week, and we ran it, we saw it was bringing only, okay, this table is a small table, that's why it's bringing 4 records. But if we are looking at a bigger table, let me see. I think I have another table that is called customer. Customers, let's see. Does not exist. Okay, I'll get to this one. Second. Oh, the table doesn't exist yet. 1 second. Let me look at all the tables I have here. Where are you? Web browser. So these are all the tables that we have here. So if, for example, you forget the name of any table, you can always go to the object browser and check it. It's still in the same place. Just come here and click object browser. It brings you to this page. So the department is likely going to be a small table. I'm looking for is a big table. Okay, employees. Okay. So I go back to this place. I hope I'm not too fast. I just want to show you the configuration we have here. Oh my. Employees. Okay. Okay. So if you scroll down, you will see 10 rows. This table is longer than 10, but I want to just show us what this does. So we limited it to 10. That's why it's bringing 10. So for example, I want it to bring out the first 20 rows. I change this one to 20. I run the same query. If the table is longer than 20, it's going to bring the first 20. So if you scroll down, you see it will have increased the number of rows. So that's what these rows means. That's what it's being used for. Clear command, obviously, is used to clear the command that is here. Find a table. You want to find a table. You don't know the name of the table. You can click on this one and check all the names of the tables that we have on the database. We have several of them, so you can just click next, 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 and next till you find the table you are looking for. Okay. If we look at this top right, you can see your schema name. Your own will be different from my own. My own is GB FOL underscore FOL01 underscore SQL teachers T01. Your own will be S01, S02, S03, and on like that. You can see your schema. Your schema is your user access to the database. So why do we have a user access? So that we know, for example, if it's a database that belongs to maybe a bank, if any transaction is done on it, we'll be able to trace it down to the user that actually did that transaction. So basically, that's why we had schema names. All of us, we have a different schema name. And obviously, save. this is to save. If you have any query here, you want to save it, you can actually click on this or save button to save. And lastly, you have your run, which we have used. Okay, so today, the first thing we are going to be looking at is we want to look at running. We have a table called F underscore customer. And I want to say, for learning's sake, the SQL is not how will I say it? It's not you don't need to write it in capital letters or in small letters. You can write it in anything. But when you get into the values, later on when we get into the values, we want to pick a value from within the table. It must be exactly how it is written. But the SQL structure itself is not case sensitive. You can write in all capital, you can write in capital and small letter. You can write, so for example, if I want to select from this table now, I can start with small letter. I can select, as long as I spell it correctly, it doesn't really matter. It's not case sensitive. Select start from. So I started my S with small letter S, I wrote, so that doesn't really matter. It will still run. It doesn't really matter whether your statement is written in small letters, it's combination of small letters and capital letter. It doesn't really matter. As long as it's correct, it doesn't really matter. Okay. So that's the first thing I want us to put, because if you have done other programming language, they'll tell you some part of it is case sensitive. You can't really change how the sentence or how the alphabets are written. If it's capital, it must be capital. If it's small, it must be small, something like that. But here, it doesn't really matter. Okay, until we get into values. When it matters, I will let you know. Okay, so that's the first thing. So quickly, I want us to, I'm going to call on us one after the other now. I want us to give me the record in the table called departments. So write a query to give me all the record from a table called departments. So I'm going to start calling you by name now. I want you to do that for me. I just expect you to just write based on the way we have written this one now. I want to get the record, all the records inside F customer. I just did select all from customer. So I want you to do the same thing. Do it for departments. Can you do that now? And I will call us one after the other to share our screen. I want to see your outputs. So I'm starting from, please, this is not to insult anybody. It's just to see that we are following. If you have any problem, people will learn from where the problem is. And it's not, I will advise that we all share our screen when I call your name. Okay, I'm starting for Olushe. Please, can you share your screen quickly?
Okay, sir.
Thank you so much.
Am I sharing now?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I want to see your output. Oh, fantastic. So you can stop sharing. That's good.
Okay, sir.
Yep. EKY. EKY. Are you
Yes,
there?
I'm trying to.
Please, let's see where you are. It's to help.
Can you see, sir?
Perfect. 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 Okay. One more person. Emerald. Did I call your name correctly? Emerald. Emerald. Am I right? Please, can you share your screen? Okay. T, can you share your screen? I don't know a person called T. Please, can you share your screen?
Afternoon. I can share it, but I was not in last. week's class, and then I'm just joining. So this is where I am.
Okay,
And
please,
so-
that's why I don't want you to be quiet. You should have told me. I would have done something about it when we started. But yeah, still share your screen. Let's see where you are. Let's see what we can do. If it's something that we can quickly help out.
So this is where I'm at.
Okay, your screen is not coming. Okay, do you have a username?
I haven't, I'm just at this point, so I haven't even chosen username or workspace.
Broshin, what was the last username? Can we still do this? It's going to take like 15
Last
minutes. Of
last
time.
name was 24, so she'll be 25.
She'll be 25. Can we do it after the class? Do you mind?
Please.
Yes.
Please.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
The next person, Raymond, please can you stop sharing? Thank you. Raymond.
Sorry, yeah, I'm new to the class as well, so I can watch today and then join the platform afterwards if that's okay.
Okay, that's fine.
But I understand what's going on.
Oh, okay. Jeremiah, please. Thank you. Perfect. Thank you very much. You can stop sharing. Okay, so let's. I think I've seen that at least we are carrying on perfectly. Let me quickly share. I'll call others later on. So that's the first one. If you want to get all the columns within a particular table, you just run a select all from the table and you get all the records out once. Okay, so the next thing is, how do we get specific columns? Can you remember last when we were talking about entities, we talked, I said entities are later on, they are going to become tables. So we are going to have rows and columns. So these are columns. We have the department ID, we have the department name, we have manager ID, these are the columns that this particular table has. So for example, you work in a company and they told you that, okay, Toby, I want you to get the manager ID and the different departments in the company. Where do you go to? You know, based on what they have asked you, you know, they are asking you details of a department. They want to know the manager ID and the department for each department name, for each department in the organization. So how do you go about it? Who can try? You just want it to give you those two columns. They call it projection. So projection is not bringing out all the columns, bringing out specific columns. So how do you do it? Who can try? Can anybody try? I don't want to use this star. This star means all. It means all the columns. I want only specific columns. Who can try that?
Okay, so we just want just the manager ID and department ID from this
department name.
Okay. So
can you share your screen and tell us what you do? You are not sure. Don't worry. I'll tell you what to do.
Okay, so let me share. Let me share again. So I was saying select we want the
manager ID and the department name.
Okay, select manager, select manager underscore my ID and
if you want to list something in English, what do you use to separate it?
Comma,
same thing.
Okay, so okay, then department underscore name, from department.
Perfect. Run it. Let's see what it's going to bring out.
Oh,
So can you see that you are not far from it? It's simple. It's just like English language. If you can just say it out, you can write it out. That's
oh,
how it is. It's that simple. SQL is not complex. That's why I intentionally allowed somebody to do it to show that you can see, okay, if I can say it out in English in my mind, I can write it in SQL. So I want to get, if you want to get something, you select to call it in SQL. It's a language. Okay, what do you want to get? I want to get manager ID, and I also want to get department ID. In English, when you want to write that, you say something, comma, but you don't put and.
Okay.
Just keep putting comma, 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 comma if you want to get as many columns as possible. So when you get to the last column that you want to get, you now do your from. Where do you want to get it from? From the name of the table. And how do you know the name of the table? Based on what you are told, you'll be able to know that, okay, this is the table where this will likely be found. They told you that they want to know manager ID and also department name and the department that they manage. So in a real life scenario, they will not tell you that go manager ID. They'll just tell you, Sheye, can you get me all the manager IDs on the database and get me their departments? So you'll be the one to say, where can I find that? Okay, it's likely it's going to be in department table. So you do first thing, you do select all from departments to see all the column names that are inside. You now say, okay, which column is related to their request? You now search through. So this manager ID, you bring it out, comma, and they want their department. How do I get their department? Is it department ID that will be the best? No, department name will be better. You put in department name and you do your select, and that's all. So it's like that. This is simple, but as we go on, if you can understand these basics, you can always write. There was one project that I did, I think 2015 or 2016. That was when I knew I could actually do anything with SQL. I wrote a query, I think about 3,000 lines of query to automate something. I was like, how did I get here? And I was just building it bit by bit, bit by bit, bit by bit. Before you know it, I saw the whole the whole place filled up. I was like, what? So sometimes when you don't exercise what you do, you don't see how much you can actually do. And the truth is, if you can understand the principle behind it, you can do anything with it. That's just what I want us to have at the back of our mind. So I want everybody to grab our key parts now. We are going to write. I want you to give me the country name and the country ID. Like I'm your manager now. I said, okay, can you give me all the countries?
Can I stop sharing, sir?
Yes, please. I want everybody to quickly, I'm going to call you at random again. I want you to give me the country names and the country ID that we have on our database. Where do you think that you can get that information from? I need somebody to tell us. Countries. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. So let's go. So how do we go first? We select all from countries. So let's see how we can get the country names and country ID. Can we quickly do that? I'm going to do it on my screen too. I'll call you at random. I want you to share your screen, please. So those of us that we don't have, I want you to write it on a text pad. You are going to show me also. Even if you don't have where to run it, just type it on the text pad. Let's see that every one of us, we are understanding. If you make mistakes, please show me your mistakes. I want to use it to teach the next thing I want to teach now. Because I want to teach popular errors that we have and how you know the name of the error and how to fix it. That's the next thing I want to teach now. So please, if there is a mistake, just leave it, show it to me. Let's see what the error is all about. Okay.
I made a mistake.
You made a mistake. Please share your screen. Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you share my screen?
Yes, I can see it, but I can't see the error. Yes. Okay. Can you enlarge it? Thank you.
Okay. Coming.
Perfect.
Hello?
Yes. Okay. So first thing first, I love what you did. First thing first, you need to know the name of the table, how it is being spelled. You know, I told you it's not case sensitive, but if you spell it wrongly, it will tell you this error. It said from keyword not found where expected. So you have done like 3 mistakes. The first mistake is a column name cannot be separated. It's either you start the second, if a column name is a combination of 2 things, like you wrote country name, it's either you separate it with an underscore or you start the second alphabet with a capital letter. But you are not the one that is going to determine this. This will be determined by what is written inside the database. So the first thing you need to do now is, how is country, how is it written on the database? Find table. Can you click on find table? Yes, look for countries. How is it spelled?
Yeah, it's spelled countries.
Countries. I want us to have this at the back of our mind. On database tables, that is the ideal way. Some people don't do it the ideal way. Table names are usually pluralized. They are all usually in plural. So I want us to have it at the back of our mind throughout this course. Whenever we are talking about any table name, it's usually pluralized. It's not in singular form, it's in plural form. Okay. So first, the next thing you need to do is, I want to get all the columns in the table so that I will know how the column names are spelled. So do your select all from the table first. Remove the column names. Yeah. No, you go back to that place. Cut off employee name, employee ID. I'm sorry, I said employee. Country ID, country name. Cut it off.
Okay.
You can put it. Just put star. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you delete everything from country name down to where we are from. Yeah, name also.
Okay.
So put your star. I want to get all the columns, space, star, space, star, space. If you run it that way, it's going to give you an error because there's no space. Okay, space before star, space after star.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, good. It's like English language. You don't model all your words together.
Okay.
Okay, can you highlight it and run it now? Good. So scroll down. Okay, so I run again. Yep. So can you see how it's being spelled?
Yes, sir.
So it must be exactly the same way how it's being spelled. Can you stop sharing? Try it, and you give me a feedback. Let me call somebody else.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Who is willing to share?
I'm willing to share.
Okay, please go ahead. Please open your. Perfect. 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 Yeah. Yeah. This projection, you've been able to figure out how the column names are being written and the table name. Thank you very much. Thank you. You can stop sharing. Okay. Any other person?
Hello, sir.
I want people that have made mistake to share so that we can.
So I have a question.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
I noticed that it doesn't matter if there is a space after the comma, like you do in English language, it will still give you the data.
It doesn't. Okay, let me see.
No, this is not my screen. No, this is Emerald.
Okay. Okay.
Or I could show you later.
Let me see your screen, please. Thank you very much for the person that wrote this one. Good. Did you make?
So let me show you now.
Okay.
So what I mean is between here a space or no space, it still works.
Yes,
So
it will
that's
work.
fine.
Yeah, but if
Okay.
you merge T with the T in select with country, it's not going to work. Let's try it. Yeah, run now. It's because that one is comma. It has seen the comma. It will recognize comma.
Oh,
yes.
yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Just thought to clarify that.
Yeah. Okay. So any other person, you want to ask a question, you want to share something? Okay, let's quickly go to how to recognize the kind of error that we make. So the first one is error relating to a keyword in SQL. So for example, I didn't spell my select very well. If I run it, it's going to tell me that invalid SQL statement is an SQL statement that is not correct. That means it's not this one, because this one is not an SQL statement, it's just a table. An SQL statement, the normal way you write an SQL statement is select, for example, you are retrieving from a table, all from a table name. So the table name can be anything. This is the standard. So when you see this error, it's not talking about the table. It's talking about either from, star, or select. One of it is wrong. Okay. If I correct this one, I remove S from country. It's going to give me another kind of error. It's going to tell me invalid table name. Why? Because the table name, there is a mistake there. There's no table name that is called country without S. Table name or view does not exist. So if I see this error, I won't go and be looking at select. It's not select that has issue. It's not star that has issue. It's not from that has issue. It's my table name that has issue. Okay. Another one is, for example, you spell the column name wrongly. I want us to see. So you don't know how all the columns are spelled in a table. So the best approach I usually advise is, whenever you want to get something within a table, first do select all from the table, see how it's written. So I don't know that region is region underscore ID. I don't know that that's how it's written. So, but since I've written it, I've seen it here, I can actually write it correctly. So I want to get only the regions. I'm just using this one as an example. I want only the regions within the table called countries. So it will give me only the region ID. So if I don't spell region ID correctly, it's going to point it to me with the error. With the error type, I'll be able to know. See, it's telling me region ID, invalid identifier. So it's telling me something is wrong with the region ID. So it's not English language that is written, it's not because of the red that is under it, no. Because normally this is not English language, this is combination of so many, but it has a meaning, actually. But what you read inside here should be able to point you to where the error is. So by the time I see this, I know, okay, something is wrong with your region ID. Oh, I'll be able to fix it. That's how you can fix when you have a query that is 1,000 lines. You can fix it just by running it, and you'll be able to like debug it as well. This is where the error is from. You'll be able to go there, fix it at once, because you can read what the error means. So that's how you can read your error. So error can be in 3 levels. 1, in relation to invalid SQL statement. 2, invalid column name. 3, table or view does not exist. So those are the 3 major areas where we can actually make mistakes. So the next part of, so I think I'll be able to go through all this. You might not see me go through the slide one after the other, but that is, I've tried as much as possible to look at what is in the slide and gone through it. And if you agree with me, I've gone through all these things that I'm explaining here. We started this one last week, and we'll be able to log in. I'll be able to show you the environment. I'll be able to show you the different kind of errors that we have. I'll be able to tell you about projection. I'll be able to how to correct our errors, how to know the errors. And I think we've been able to finish this one. So quickly, let's go to the next slide. The next slide is talking about, I'm not going to quickly read the slide one after the other, but I'm just going to explain what this and that means, and we'll move to the practical. So first and foremost, we want to talk about what relational database means. Relational database means a database that has rows, that has objects, that has rows and columns. And we all know what rows and columns are. Rows are what they call, is it horizontal and vertical? Rows are vertical. Horizontal?
Rows horizontal.
Rows are horizontal, thank you.
Yes.
While columns are vertical.
Vertical.
So in our column names, column within a database, within a relational database, and they contain values that are related. So you can find in this column now, you can see CA, DE, UK, US. You can find CA and 1. All of them will have the same kind of data type. So if you are storing country ID, it will be an error if you see country name inside here. Why? Because the column is for country ID. The same thing with country name. If you are expecting it to have country name, everything here must be country name. So that's how a relational database is being stored. So how do we manage a relational database? Relational means rows and columns. That's what it means. They just give it a big name. So when they say anything relational database, it's a database that houses objects that has rows and columns. That's what it means. If they call it non-relational or unstructured, unstructured means database that can actually accept files. That's when we talk about hives. That's the kind of technology that companies like Google use, Instagram. They get their data from all sources. Their data are not structured. So structured database, the type of structured database is relational database, while unstructured is like we have I think DynamoDB or those kind of DBs. They can take all kinds of records. Their records are not structured like this in rows and in columns. Okay, so how do we manage it? We have what they call RDBMS, Relational Database Management System. That's what the management system that is being used to manage a relational database. I think that's what this is trying to explain. And talking about database system, we can use it to store as many as possible data. And right now, the way relational database is used by smaller companies now, that's the truth. Most companies, they've moved into unstructured data because you can actually get data from different sources. You can get data from in form of files. You can get data in form of JSON files. You can get in form of package files. There are different formats that you can actually get data now. So relational database cannot house everything. So what is usually done is either they have a pipeline which is written with maybe Python, maybe Java or any of the programming language to pick those files, convert them into relational form and store them into the database. But don't let us bother ourselves so much about that one. Maybe if there's time, we might be able to talk about that more. But here now we are looking at a structured database that has rows and columns. Okay, so they are just talking about history of database, relational database, what the database can do, where they are being used. They are being used in telecoms. They are being used virtually everywhere now. They store data. That's how you can see someone that they can, with one push of a button, they can actually get all your details. And thankfully now, there is this privacy thing that all companies, the government is saying that they should put in place. They can't just use your data for anything. But the truth is, whenever you are going into any site, the first thing it pushes to you, most especially in developed areas here, is it pushes cookies to you. It tells you allow all cookies. Some of us, we allow everything. That means you have given them access to all your data. That's what is written inside what you have agreed on. And with it, they can do so many marketing, do so many things. That's basically what database is being used for, to be able to like know what the person can actually do. Nowadays, for some of us, you see you have pictures on your phone. Before you know it, the next time you open the picture is already tagged with the person's name. You'll be like, how did they know this person's name? You have named the person somewhere before, and they'll be able to like trace the picture and see that this is a related picture. That's why you can see that picture being tagged. So that's the beauty of all these things that we are trying to learn. So let's go on. In a database, what do you expect? You have, yeah.
This issue of accept cookies.
Yes.
There are some that will come up. You will not want to accept it. There will not be any option than to accept it.
You go outside their website. That's the only option.
Okay. But what about you needed to get something from that website?
You have to accept it. It's trade by barter.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So we are talking about tables. Tables they are like basic storage structures. Within the table, you have columns. We said one kind of data. It has one kind of data. So that's what I've tried to explain. Rows, we said it has different, it's an instance of what we have in a table. So it's a record of a particular instance. That's what we have in a row. Field. Yes, this field, I'm still going to talk about it more later on. When we talk about field is a value within a table. So for example, let me show you what a field is. So when we have a table, I'm sorry, I have to just rush over this. I'll come back just to show you what a field is. Oh my. Oh, let's go back. Oh, yes, this is a field. So a field is just a place where you can actually put a value. And if you can remember when we started writing the query today, I said it's only fields, the value in a field, that is case sensitive. Every other thing in SQL is not case sensitive. So if I want to get only country, only the record of Germany, when I'm writing Germany, I must write it exactly the way Germany is written in the database. That's the only thing that is case sensitive when we are writing SQL. When we get there, we'll be able to cross the bridge easily. I just want to sound this alarm as we go on. Okay, so we talked about primary key extensively. If you can remember when we were talking about attributes, when we were talking about data modeling, we said unique attributes, they are primary keys. And when that unique attribute is seen in another table, they are called foreign keys. So they are also columns, but they are columns that they are used to identify different records within that table. So that's what they are trying to explain here. I'm going to quickly move over this one. I just want to show us, I've explained relational database management system, how we manage rows and columns. And okay, lastly, we talk about structured query language, which we have started writing. So in every country, we have a way of communicating. If you are in UK, we speak English to ourselves. So how do you relate to RDBMS? We use structured query language, which is the SQL. So let's see the different kind of structured query languages that we can actually use. I don't want to spend so much time on this. That's what they are trying to explain there. So we have 4 of them. The first one is called data manipulation language. Data manipulation language, as the name implies, is used to manipulate the content of a database. So how do you manipulate a content of a database? You can insert into it. That means you have changed something. You can update the records. For example, somebody got married and you want to change your surname. You don't need to delete that person's record. You just update that particular last name part. Or maybe the person changed, you changed your location, and you want Aberdeen Council to know that you have moved your house from here to here. They don't need to delete your record. All what they need to do is just update that address part of it. That's data manipulation. That data manipulation you use to retrieve, you use to insert, you use to update within a particular table. I'm going to explain that more as we go on. The next one is data definition language. Definition means you are defining it afresh. It doesn't exist. One, when you are creating a table afresh, you are defining it. Two, when you want to delete, you want to drop a table. Deleting a table is manipulation. Deleting a record is manipulation. It's not definition. Definition is you are deleting a table. But when you are just removing one column, one row, that's data manipulation. Or when you are dropping, that's data definition. That's one of the questions that we use to drop people when we do interview in those days. So what's the difference between drop and delete? They say this is the same thing. It's not the same thing. Dropping means you are removing the table structure, while deleting means you are just taking out one record within the table structure. Okay. The next one is data control language. So remember when we go to maybe an ATM machine, you slot in your ATM card, and you did the first transaction, you did the second, you did the first transaction, and it got to the point of payment, and money has finished on the ATM machine. What happens? Sometimes they send you the first alert that your money has been withdrawn. Before you know it, they send you another alert that it has been reversed. They call such transaction, they call such processes, they call it a transaction process. A transaction process is a combination of so many SQL statements, which is used for carrying out a complex process. So until the last one is completed, you don't commit. So commit means you want it to remain like that. It's called a transaction control language. What happens when there's no money in the ATM machine? It reverse. They call it, when you don't commit, it reverses what all the steps that it did. It reverses it. It goes back to the former state. It's also called a transaction control language. And the last one is called data control language. Data control language is actually used to grant access to a user. You can use it to grant access, you can use it to revoke access. So for example, I might revoke your access, your schema access. I can just revoke it. If I'm the admin, I can revoke it. So those are the three major SQL statements. Let's see them here. Okay, they explained it here. So the first one, manipulation, to insert, to update, to delete, to merge. While definition is to create, to alter. Alter means you are cutting a whole column out of the table. Dropping means you are deleting the table. Renaming means you want to rename a table. For example, you want to change the name of the table to from customer to customer, F customer. You are renaming it. We are going to see how we do all those things. This course covers it. And truncate, another tricky question. What's the difference between delete, drop, and truncate? All of them, they delete a record. But this one takes off a role. This one takes off the whole table structure. This one takes off the whole content of a table structure. So for example, when you truncate, what you have done is you still have the column names, but you don't have the record again. But when you drop, you have dropped the column names, drop everything. We are going to do some examples as we go on. And I talked about transaction control, commits, when the process has been done. Rollback, when the last process is not successful, it rolls back everything, takes it to the former point. And after committing, the next thing is it goes to a place where it's called save point. It saves it as it is. So if it rolls back again, also it saves it as it is. So that's called transaction control language. And the last one is data control language. I think that's all under here. So let's go to the next one. This is more practical. That one is, I just talked about so many stories. So I will jump. I want to talk about projection. I've tried to explain that. That's projection, getting only a single column out. I've explained that. I won't want to spend so much time. That's projection, getting specific column out. Selection is getting the whole record out. So if you want to select specific records, so how do we go about it? Let's go back to our typing. So we have an a table called employees. I want to get only the people, only the person that his name, his surname, his last name is called Smith. How do I go about it? So for example, first thing first, I need to know the name of the table. The name of the table is employees. Employees. I'll tell you to type now. But I don't know how the column name is written. So I want to get the person that his last name is called Smith. Can you see from this column now? Where do you think surname is going to be written? I need our mics to be removed, to be unmuted. Where do you think surname is going to be written?
Last name.
Last name.
Last name. So I want you to say it in English language. If I want to get somebody that his last name is Smith, can you help me say it in English? Using your select all. Just say it in English. You don't need to know what I'm going to use. Just say it. I want us to see that you can actually relate SQL to English language. Can anybody try?
Select everything from employees where the last name is Smith.
Where? That's just the keyword that you are going to use. Where is a keyword in SQL? So whenever you want to specify a particular column name under, projection is you want the column name to be displayed. Selection is you want to choose a particular record. How do you choose a particular record? You use your where clause, where last name like in mathematics equals, but remember, whenever we are talking about fields, I told you something about fields. If the field is a number, you don't need to put it inside a quote. If you want to do reported speech in English language now, if you want to report what somebody said this, you put it in quotes. So the same thing happens here. Whenever you want to call out something, you put it in quotes, single quotes. I'm going to explain the difference between single quote and double quote, but let's just start with single quote first. So we want to see the person's name is Smith. You will see what I'm going to do now. I just wrote Smith. I'll run it. It will tell me there's nobody, that's no data found. But there is Smith here. I'm very sure. So there are tricks you can actually use to do this. One of the tricks that you can actually use to do is they call something lower. A keyword, they call it upper. So upper means that it's written in uppercase. Lower means that it's written in small letters. So I don't know how Smith is written. I want to tell the database to give me Smith. So which trick can I use? I can tell the database that, okay, give me anybody that is last name when the last name is in lowercase. Sorry. So when his last name is written in lowercase, this is what you are telling the database. It looks like this. Even though you don't know how it's written, but you have told it that, okay, as long, just give me those people that their last name, when you convert it to lowercase, it will look like this. So with that, you can actually get how Smith is written. Maybe that means I missed the spelling there. Smiths, I think. If there's anything like that, let's see. Oh, that means there's no Smith here. Let's look for another name that we are sure that we can find here. Last name, let's see. Okay, Smith is not here. Let's use Frey. So for example, you don't know that Frey starts with capital F. You just type in Frey. So it's going to give me Frey. Do you get what I'm trying to do? So another way you can do it is if you know how Frey is spelled, you don't need this lower. If I run it this way now, it's going to tell me no records. Why? Because I told you fields, the value within a field is case sensitive. Every other thing is not case sensitive, but the value inside the columns or the rows, they are case sensitive. So you must type it exactly the way it's written in database. So I know it's capital F. So if I run it now, it's going to give me this. Okay, so to the class now, I want the country that the country ID is CA. Can you try that? I want a country, the details of the country. So your manager will tell you, Toby, please, can you give me all the country that the ID is CA? So the first thing that comes to your mind is, where will I get that that record from? Will it be inside employee? I need response. Will it be inside employee?
No.
Where are we going to get it?
Country.
Inside countries.
Yes. So the first thing you do is you get everything inside country. You now narrow it down by using your where clause to get the one that is CA. Can we try it? If you are willing to share your screen, please freely do. I'm still going to call some people. Oluwatosin, can you share your screen? If you want to take your time, you can take your time if you are still typing.
I'm still typing.
Okay, let's give you 1-2 minutes.
Okay.
Anybody willing to share his or her screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please go ahead.
Because I didn't get it, so that's why I want to share it.
Perfect. Okay. So let's start from the error. What is it saying about the error?
Invalid identifier for CA.
Invalid identifier. So where do we go if there is invalid identifier? Can you remember?
No, not really. So.
Okay, can you do select all from countries first? Let's see. I'm teaching you how to troubleshoot now. Yes. So the ID, country ID is country_ID. You are correct. Or remember what I told you, equals single quotes. Yes. So when you have space within a field or a value, that's when you use double quotes. But when everything is written together, you use single quotes. I don't want to go into that because I don't want to confuse so many people. But when you use single quote when you are using dates, when you are using things that have a space in between, you use double quotes.
Okay.
So run it now, you see, you get,
There
the
we
value
go.
will be correct.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can I share my screen?
So
I'm
I
getting
think we are flowing bit by bit.
I can see my screen now. I'm ready.
Okay. If you have any error, I want to encourage people that have errors. Let's share your screen. Good, perfect. Okay. You know, I told you when you want to do a reported speech, you have to put it inside quotes.
Yes.
So your CA will be inside quotes.
Okay.
Single quote.
Okay.
1. So when do you use double quote? It's when you have a value that has space in between. So for example, you have a value that have address, and that address has space. Number 15, Adewale Street, it has space. You can't use single quote because it has space. You have to use double quote. But when it's written together, that like CA now, that doesn't have space in between, you use single quote. So run it now, let's see. Perfect. So you can see the country that the ID is CA. Okay, I'll go to much more complex one as we are going on. So if you want me to explain something, you need a clarification, you made a mistake, please don't just get the answer. Understand why you need to do what you are doing. That's the most important thing to me here. That's why I want to see people that made mistakes. Those are the people that I actually want to work with to say, okay, why did we make that mistake? And so it can stick. Okay.
So I have a question.
Please go ahead.
Is it compulsory that we'll write it in 2 lines? Because I also wrote mine in 1 line.
No.
Okay.
Okay, but SQL does not record, it doesn't see space within the structure. So for example, you do select and you leave 20 lines, you now do star from all in the 21st and the 23rd line. As long as you highlight everything, as long as it sees it as a single query, it doesn't see that 20 lines, it doesn't see it. It sees the query as a single query and it runs. And if we put everything on the same line, the same thing, it will still work.
I'm having error.
Okay, please let me see.
Okay.
So first thing first, let's go to our error. The error is telling you that the SQL statement is not correct. So you see that your select is not written well, your from is not written well, or your where is not written well, or you are merging more than 2 queries. You are merging more than 2 queries, and I think you are not selecting it before you did run. Can you space in between the department, the one department and the other one? Just put space. The department, where departments?
No, it's not department.
Just put
The
space
last
where you
statement
started the second select line.
Okay.
Yes, it's because you are running it together. That's why it's giving you error. Separate them and select and highlight it. No, from select, second select. Okay. Highlight it now.
Okay, I'll highlight them together. Okay.
No, I don't mean you can put those 2 together.
Okay.
Yeah, it will run now.
Okay.
Run it, let's see.
Okay.
Yeah, it's because it's seeing that department as a continuation to this one. That's why I usually encourage the one you want to run, try to select it so that it will not see, it will think it's the same query. You know, I told you it doesn't see space. Okay. It will think everything is together and it will tell you it's an error.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other person before we go on? Can I go on? Okay.
Yeah.
If you have any,
just to point out, You know, I remember many years ago when I was learning this thing, one cannot conceptualize the usability of it until when I came to the West, and you see when you go to Asda, where you have million products, items on the shelves, or you have those kind of huge and massive volume.
Yeah.
It is then you can see where this thing works. But when one is coming from then when I was asking, why are they disturbing us with all these things? It doesn't make because I've not been in an environment where it works. Then when Milada was talking about the database of the machine, the ATM programming, I was wondering what happened. But when you now get to a place where you see the way you are using the ATM machine, how does the ATM machine knows that it needs to give me 55p when I put 10p? It's because all those things have been programmed. So I think for all of us here, it would be good as we are doing it to be thinking of big organizations that can use this thing. Then we'll be able to appreciate how this thing is actually practical.
Yeah. And our advice, if you are looking for a job, don't mind starting from a junior role, as long as they will give you opportunity to learn the SQL. I learned SQL on the job. I didn't go to any school to sit down to learn SQL. So, and it helped a lot because you have what to use to practice. And I used to say this funnily in my class. I say, in the olden days when we were growing up, our parents would tell us that when we switch on the television, they get too much. When we get sports, it doesn't get sports. There's nothing like that. When you write any query against the database, if the query is wrong, it will tell you it is wrong. It will not spoil the database. And the truth is, they will not even give you access to drop a table because the admin will have given you like a role and responsibility, what your schema, what it can do. So they won't, if you try dropping the table, it won't work because they will have removed that kind of access from you. So the good thing is when you get any role that is even a junior role, just go for it. Try, learn from people around, and be one of the things that helped me was that when everybody says that this thing cannot work, they can't get it, it's not possible, how will you write SQL that can do this? I'll say, can you give me some time? I'll just go back, search on the internet, try to think it out, and before you know it, I've done it. And that's how I grew. So I think it's the same thing that applies to everybody. Just be, how will I say it? Don't give up. Keep trying to do what others say is impossible. I tell you, there's nothing impossible. Nothing. Okay, so let's go on. We've been able to do that. I want to follow our book, at least to the extent. Okay, so I thought that Smith exists. That's why I said we should check Smith the other time. So, so here we are trying to explain that whenever you want to get all the records, you use your star, which we have been doing. And whenever we want to get only specific columns, okay, we want to use specific columns. I told you it's called projection. So I want to get only the country ID, the country name alone. I can actually write it out and put a comma, with it, which I think we have also done. So the same way you wrote your star to bring out all the columns, you can write all the columns one after the other. If it's inside the database that ID comes before country name, if I write name before ID, it's going to bring it out as I wrote the query. It's not how it is written. How is it written in the database? But if you put your star, it's going to bring it out exactly how it's in the database. So that's what projection does. So for example, you want to rearrange how this looks. You want the region ID to come before the country name. You can actually write it in your SQL. But if you do star, it's going to bring it out like this. But you want region name to come before ID. You have to rearrange it. So let's see what I'm talking about here. So for example, yes. So this is it. Star gives me exactly how it's being stored. So it's stored ID, name, country name, and region ID. But I want it to be arranged in another way. I want region ID to come first. That means I need to type it manually myself, comma, country ID, sorry, country underscore ID. And don't forget, it must be written the same way it's written here. And sorry, the last one is country name. Country underscore name. Okay, I missed something out here. So even though it's written, that's not the way it's written, but because that's how I said it should bring it out, it's going to bring it out that way. So that's what projection and selection is all about. Selection is picking a value within the table. You don't want everything, while projection is picking the column. You want it to be projected in a particular way. Okay. I think that should cover everything here. They spoke so many English. Okay, let's look at arithmetic. I love this. Okay, let's see. So how do we perform arithmetic within within SQL? So first thing first, can we do it together? I want to get the first name, last name, and salary of all employees. Where do you think we are going to get the three things I need? Where do you think we are going to get it from?
Employees.
Employee table.
Perfect. So can we try it? I want their first name, their surname, and their salary. I want those three records. Can we try it?
Select.
Yes. I want you to type it and run it.
You should do it. Okay.
Yeah, I want everybody to do it. So we'll see. So your manager calls you, said, we want to know the salary of all our employees. Can you give me the details of the salary of the employees of our company? What do you mean by details? I need their name and their salary, as in their full name and their salary. That's what they will tell you. So you'll be the one to now say, okay, they want their full name. Their full name will be their first name, their surname, and their salary. So you know where to get it, go into the employees table. And I'm trying to relate it to what you'll be told. You will not be told first name, last name, no. That's what the English they will tell you is, get me the details of employee with their salary. You now say, what level of details? Just their name and their salary. And you go and get it. Let's see us doing that now.
I'm getting first name, what and what?
I said, I need their full name. I don't want to tell you what to do. I need their full name.
Okay.
Their full name and their salary.
Okay.
So is anybody willing to share his or her screen? Please don't mind. You might not have you might not have gotten the access. Just you can share it on what they call it on Notepad. I just want to see what you are doing. Good, perfect. It's telling you something. Table and view does not exist. What does that mean?
It means I didn't select it. I didn't appropriately mention the table properly.
Yes, the table is not correct. Remember what I said in the beginning.
Case sentence involved.
They are pluralized. All table names in this, they are pluralized. That means it
employees.
Needs yes. So you can try it. I just had S. And let's rerun. Yeah. Perfect.
Okay. And this is an example of projection. The first one we did was of
selection.
Selection. Okay.
Yeah. So this is an example of projection. So I'll start going into arithmetic. I want us to start from here first. I want everybody to be okay. I can project. So now I will now go further. I want those ones. I want projection and selection now. I want those ones that their salary is less than,
less than,
greater than. We'll start doing all those things now. So I want everybody to get to this.
Are those called, is it called Boolean, whatever, in this one too, or as in mathematics?
They are called relation, I've forgotten the name. They are called logical.
Yes.
We'll see the name. They are called, they are used for to relate two things. I've forgotten the name it's been called, but it's part of this. It's just to measure something. For example, you want to know those people that their salary is more than £50,000, and for those ones that their salary is less than, we want to give them certain bonus. So we'll write a query to do that, and we'll give them bonus. We'll see how much their bonus is going to be. That's where we are going now. But I want everybody to be comfortable first. Get their full details, that's their full name, and also their salary. Are you having any issue? I want those people that are having errors, please share your screen, please. If you're having any error, please share your screen. I would love to see it. Okay, first and foremost, the first thing, my eyes goes to where the error is. He said SQL command not properly ended. So I will go back. So I do select star. When you do star, star means all. You don't do star and at the same time put the column names. So you take out the star. Good. And the second thing is, it's not properly ended. It must always end with from the name of the table. All SQL statement must always end with where you are getting it from. Yeah, that is correct, but that is not what we want. We want the first name, last name. Okay, you added phone number. I love that. And the salary. Where is he getting it from? The next line. After salary. Yeah. Where are you getting it from? You just add from employees. That's what you need to add to it. Shall we? Perfect. Yeah, so I like only that one. Good. Perfect. Yeah. So we are getting there bit by bit. Any other person that do you have any question? If you have any question, I don't just want to correct it. I want us to understand why, what we did, and what we missed out, and why we did the correction we made.
I have a question.
Yeah.
During the course of going back to maybe the object browser, trying to get the exact column name,
yes,
discover that if I come back to the SQL script, everything I've written earlier will disappear.
Yes.
So does it mean we have to save as we?
Yes, you have to save.
So for every query we write on the dashboard, we have to save it.
You have to save it. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Or you can copy and put it inside. If you don't want to save it directly there, you can copy it and put it inside maybe a notepad. So when you get up, because this application is it's a web application, as much as possible, they don't want to overwhelm it. So the capacity, they want to try to reduce what is being saved on it, how it works. So that's why they didn't allow you to have capacity to retain some things normally, automatically. Okay, so any other question, or can we go on? So let me make the question more complex now. So you have gotten those people that their salary, you have gotten their details and their salary. So I don't want only their salary. I want those people that their salary is less than 5,000. Can we try that? So what do you think you are going to do to it? Can anybody help? Their salary is less than 5,000.
All right, where salary is equal to, where salary, use the symbol less than.
Yeah, great. Less than 5,000. Can we try it? There will be errors. I want to use the error to explain the next set of things that I want to explain.
So we're no longer selecting the first name and last name, just the salary.
No, we are selecting their first name, last name, and their salary. But I want that details for only people that their salary is less than 5,000. So I want the details of people that their salary is less than 5,000. That's the problem statement. And what does the detail entails? It entails their full name and their salary to confirm that their salary is actually less than 5,000. Has anybody finished?
So 5,000 or 50,000?
Let's do 50,000.
Yeah, because there's no data found for 5,000.
Okay, let's do 50,000 then. Is anybody willing to share his or her screen? Majorly, first people that have made mistake. If there's nobody like that, if you have done it and you got it, please you can share your screen.
I got it, but just to share what I did.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay, I was expecting that we'll make mistake and but no, this is where salary less than, is that less than? Okay, good, it's correct. I was thinking greater than. It's correct, yes. So why didn't you put it inside the quote? I was expecting people to put it inside the quote so that we'll start from there.
You mentioned earlier,
yes,
when I did the mistake of CA.
Okay.
Well, I've forgotten.
I said numbers are not meant to put.
Okay, yeah.
Strings string means alphabet or alphanumeric that are joined together. You put it in single string. You put it in single quote. Strings that have space in between.
You can put them
put it like in double quotes.
Long street names and things like that.
Yes, you put it in double quotes.
Sorry, sir. I put mine in quotes, but it still worked.
It still worked. Let me see.
Let me show you.
Oh, okay. Okay, I will show you something now. Yes. Can you enlarge a little bit? Enlarge this thing.
Try and get.
Just expand it. Just drag. Yes. Okay. So if you look at the output, can you see King's last name?
King's.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you see is on the left-hand side? I think there is a slight mistake here. They have written salary in VACA. Let's do something. Can you do DESC?
Description.
Yes, description, employees, yes. I want to see how salary is being saved, maybe in VACA or in number. Okay.
Everything or just this one?
Just the two.
So objects to be described will not be.
Yeah, we want to describe. So what am I trying to do here? I'm trying to describe the object to see how the different column, how they are being stored. Can we run it?
Since shows up. My system is frozen.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Just wait. And maybe if not restarted your system for a while.
Maybe somebody else should try because
Okay.
It's not responsive.
Can somebody else try, please?
Mine did not give
DSC.
any.
DSC employee.
So this page isn't responding. SQL command, wait. Is it?
Okay, let me try. Let me try my 1 second. So can you see my screen?
Okay.
DS employee. If it doesn't work, we have another way to actually do it. But normally when you want to describe, when you want to see how a column is formed, you can actually use that. Okay, the same thing. Exit, no problem. We have a way of doing that, no problem. That means this particular one doesn't really understand.
It says undefined.
Yes, you can actually do it this way. Select. This is another way to get all columns. There's a table called all columns inside Oracle database. I think I've missed something. All columns. Did I spell it wrongly? All columns. 1 second. Oh, excuse me. I'm coming. 1 second. Oh, different databases, sometimes they have different data structure. Okay, if this works, that means the other one should work. Let's see. Let me try this. Describe. I think it should work. Same thing. Normally, okay. I want us to write the query, but there is a simpler way to actually do it. Let's do this. Normally, in any Oracle database, when you do describe gives you the table name, the table structure, how it's written. So there are several ways you can actually do. You can actually do select. You come here, you do describe. Describe object. So it's the same query. You should bring it out. Describe an object. You do this. Normally, this is the right way of doing it. It's just describe the name of the table, but I don't know why that one is hanging. It's not doing it here. We can come here and there are 1,001 ways to do it if it doesn't want us to go that way. Okay, so can come here. We are looking at employees. Click on employees. Yeah. So this is what I was expecting it to do. So I'm shocked that, and it's number. This is what I was looking at. It's number. Why should it allow? Normally, it should not allow you to put a double quote. Do you understand what I just did now? I came to check the data type that salary has. Because normally in SQL, it's only the ones that have VACA that you put, VACA and dates that you put inside quotes. If it's a number, you don't need to put it inside quotes for you to run. And it's not even right for you to put inside quotes and it should run. Maybe for learning purposes, maybe that's why this is like that. Okay, so let's go one step further. We've been able to see employees' details. I want us to have 3 columns. The first column will be their details with their first name, last name, and salary. I want to have another column, that column for I want it to be a column that will add 5,000 to everybody's salary. Can we try that? So I want 3 columns and 4 columns. I want their details, which you already have. I want an additional column to it, which will add 5,000 to each person's salary. Can you try it? I hope I'm not speaking to myself.
No.
Is it where we add 5,000?
Yes, I want to add 5,000 to each person's salary.
So all of the employee salary, not those.
All of them. Yes. So the company says, okay, Jeremiah, we want to add 5,000 as a Christmas bonus to everybody's salary. What will it sum up to? I want you to show me the details of their salary. And if we have 5,000 to each of their salary, how will it look like? So that will be like the problem statement. So I want us to do that now. So it will have their first name, their last name, their salary, their actual salary, and their salary after they've added 5,000 to it. Can we try it? If you don't understand it, please, I want you to say you can't even reason it out. Just tell me, okay, how do we go about it? But if you can try it, I want you to just try something. What do you think you are going to do to salary?
I want to share my screen. It says missing expression.
Oh, perfect. Let's see. I love when we see errors.
Hold on. Let me share.
Yes. Okay. That's not the place where you are going to add salary.
Okay.
Where is when you want to
look
certain records out? But when you want to do it to everybody, it's going to be inside before from.
Okay, the first line.
Yes. I love that attempt. Very wonderful.
That will be plus.
So we don't need our where this time around.
Okay.
Yeah. But I still want to see their old salary.
We want to see that this. Okay, this should be comma then.
Yeah, and their new salary. Their new
Okay, that
salary
plus
salary
plus underscore. Is this underscore salary just underscore?
Just salary.
Plus
yeah. Space. If you don't put space, it's going to work, but I just love putting space. Okay. Yeah. Are we correct?
Yeah, 24 plus 5, 29.
29.
17 plus 5, 22.
Good.
17, 4,004 plus 5, 94.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah. So any other person you have an error, there's an
Yes,
error, or you have done it, but you don't even understand it.
I have an error.
It's very interesting what you are doing. It's as if when the company want to increase salary for a staff of 1 million, and
yes.
they do this, they can know the final budget.
Like a projection of how the salary will look
how
like.
much it will be their cost of their budget, their salary, something. So they can do that before they begin to even do the. Then if it's not going to work, they can begin to beat down the amount of money until they come to a particular brand figure.
Yes. I'm going to try something complex. I will expect you to do it, but I'm going to do something much more complex now before we leave today.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
I wanted to show you my error. So what I got was invalid numbers. So
perfect. Let's see the error.
I if you can see my screen.
Yes, just the same thing also. So, okay, forget about SQL. Let's talk about English language.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? Just say it to me in English language.
Want to add 5K.
How do you want it to be displayed?
So typically it will show like the old salary and then maybe the next.
Tell me everything. How do you want it to be displayed? What do you want to see on the screen out?
Of course, the ID, the first name, the last name.
Good.
The salary.
Yes.
The new salary.
And the new salary. Thank you very much. Where are other ones? Where are they?
They're at the beginning now.
They're at the beginning. That means the new salary too will be at the beginning. Do you understand?
Yes, I get it now.
Yeah.
So we're going with comma, yeah?
Yes. So how do you get their new salary? It's going to be their old salary. And what are you doing to it? You want to increase it. So how do we increase normally in
addition?
Addition. Perfect. So where is the old salary? There's no old salary. So it's going to be old salary plus 5,000. Old salary will be salary.
Another salary.
Yes. You get it now. So this first salary will show us the old salary. The next salary plus 5,000 will show us the addition of their old salary plus 5,000. So first thing first, perfect. I want us to picture how we want it to be displayed. How will it come out? If you can picture how it will come out, you know how to write it. That's why I wanted to take you through the root of that. Okay, what do you want to see? You want to see the first name. You want to see the last name. You want to see the salary. You want to see the salary plus 5,000. That means everything will be in the same place.
So I have a question.
Yes.
What if you want the salary plus 5,000 to be named as new salary and not salary plus 5,000?
Yes, that's where we are going next. That's what they call alias. That's the next thing, the next topic.
Okay.
That's why I'm picking it bit by bit. If I tell you everything once, it will scatter. So let's do it. Let's see. It doesn't look tidy, seeing a column called salary plus 5,000. So can somebody share his or her screen? Let's see. You have done, let's see. Good, thank you. So we have, you can give them this report. The report has the first name. Can you see where the report is down? Can you just be pointing to it as I'm talking about it? First name, last name, salary plus 5,000. So we don't want it to be salary plus 5,000. We can create what they call an alias. You know, in those days in school, some of us, maybe your name is Jeremiah now, they call you Jerry Boy or J Boy or something, alias. So how do we put that? How do we put that in our SQL? So the two ways you can do it. You can actually use a keyword called as after the column you want to name. So you want to name salary plus 5,000. You want to name it new salary. You put as. You now put new underscore salary. Please, I want us to watch what I want to do now. Select and run.
Let me ignore this last part that I just did to see what it will look like.
Yeah. So let's go back to there. It has changed the salary to new salary.
New salary, yeah.
Okay, so remove underscore between new and salary. And leave that space.
Jerry, can you maximize this or thing? It's very tiny.
Is my full screen on here?
No.
Does that help? It's literally my full screen.
Let me see 1 second. Let me see.
Maybe somebody else should try and share, because mine is the full screen.
Okay. Let me, there should be a way you can actually do it. Let me see the way we can do it. 1 second, just hold on for me.
I think is the
color, his menus at the side.
It has to increase from the system, it has to increase the front of everything, because it seems even at the background too, all his icons are a bit small, so he needs to increase that. I think if he increases that, it will probably make it bigger.
Bigger, yeah.
Jerry,
Okay.
can you go up? There's
So
one, yes, move your cursor to the right a little bit. Move it, no, you are too fast. Move it, yes, you are close to it. Just move down one step. There's one magnifying glass, yes. Good, that's it. Okay.
are we happy now?
No, more than happy.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, thank you, sir.
Okay, so I have
get
had,
this.
see what happened. If you can remember when I talked about spacing, when you put space in a name that you want to be a single name, it will raise this error. Why? Because it sees it as a wrong way of doing something. But if I still want it to have that space, how do I make it to work? You put double quotes.
Double quotes, like
yes.
you mentioned.
You put double quotes at the back of what, and yes, and in front. Yes. Try to rerun it now. But if you don't want to disturb yourself with that, you can actually just underscore.
So it's going to do exactly as it is. So
yes.
Lowercase and everything.
Yes.
I see. Okay. So let's try and change this to.
Yes. So any question at this junction, or can we go on?
No, big job, really.
And any question, please, if you have any if you are having any mistake, please let me know. That is why we are here. That's why we're here. There's nobody that knew everything. I have 13 more minutes. Okay. See how 2 hours flies. Okay. So let's see. Okay, I want to quickly look at the slide. Let's see what we have missed out. Okay, I want to do 1 or 2 more things. Okay, we've been able to do projection, we've been able to do some calculation. I want to do much more complex calculation. We can do multiplication, we can do division. I want us to do those division and those things now. Okay, so null value, that will be the last thing in this slide. We've done alias already. You know, I told you we are still going to come to alias. Okay, I think that's the last. Okay, I want us to do something much more.
Sorry, sir. You said there were 2 ways of doing this. Is it just the underscore and not the underscore?
Yes, no, that's not the second way. Is you can actually remove as. You don't need to put as. For Oracle, in some database, if you don't put as, it's not going to work. So I like using the standard way. SQL is like the same in most databases, but the best way approach to teach it is to teach the standard way that it works with all databases. But in Oracle, it will allow you, if you remove your as, it will still work. Can somebody try? Can somebody share each other's screen and try? I want somebody that has not shared this other screen. Raymond.
Sorry, sir, I'm not on the platform, so they'll get my account later.
Oh, I've forgotten. Sorry. What about Olusheye?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you share your screen? Are you where we are?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
1 minute. Okay.
Okay. We can't see your screen.
1 minute, sir.
Okay, perfect. Yes. So take off the as and rerun.
On this one or the second one?
On any one of the two, it's fine.
Okay.
It's going to work with the two. Yep. Yes, let's run. Yeah.
Okay.
So with or without the as is going to work, but some databases, if they don't see that as, they won't work. You see, it's just be like, why is this query not running?
Okay.
Yeah, so it's working with different databases that made me to do that. Why is this not like this? Describe normally on any Oracle database, describe will work. DESC will work. it will work perfectly. But here it's not working. I don't know why it's not working, but normally it should work. So those are the things that sometimes you see while working with different databases. So one more thing. So assuming this is their monthly salary, I want you to calculate their yearly salary. So I want the first name, last name, their monthly salary, and their yearly salary. And I want the yearly salary to be written as yearly salary. How do we go about it? I want us to try it. So your yearly salary is how many months? I want to give you a clue. How many months salary is your yearly salary?
12 months.
Thank you. So let's try.
So come again, please.
So I want the first name, last name, monthly salary, and yearly salary.
Okay.
Of all the employees. Shall we? I have 8 more minutes. I think I'm going to end it on this note, and we're going to pick up from here next week.
Salary.
Yeah. But there is a mistake somewhere. I said I want my yearly salary to be called yearly salary. It's called salary times 12.
Okay. So that will be as, okay, hold on, as yearly salary.
Perfect. Perfect. Yep. So, any other person that would like to share his or her screen? Thank you so much, Pastor Jide. You've been so
Missing expression.
Missing expression. Thank you. I love when we see those errors. Please bring it up. Let's see. So let's look at it. What did you miss out? Where is the salary that you are calculating? After the monthly salary, comma.
Yeah, there was comma.
Yes. So what are you converting to yearly salary? You are not converting anything. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
And also it's in double inverted comma. It's a
No,
double.
The inverted comma is allowed, but your yearly salary, what will change to your yearly salary? As is just, you are trying to rename a calculation. That's when you use as, or you are trying to rename a column. That's when you use as. But what are you renaming?
Sorry.
You don't get it.
I still don't get it.
Okay. So your yearly salary should be your salary times 12 before you do that as yearly salary. Do you get it now?
Okay, so the yearly salary
is going to be your salary, which is in the database. Type salary in front of yearly, yes. So what you want to do is your year, yes, that salary, that's your 1 month salary now. You want to do it times how many months now?
Times 12.
Times 12, thank you.
So you put times 12, yeah?
Times 12, yes. Yes. So that's the answer that comes out of this one. That's what you want to store as yearly salary.
Yeah.
Do you get it? It's going to run, but I want you to understand.
Missing expression.
Missing expression. Let's look at this one. Something that is missing somewhere. Okay. The same thing with salary. The same thing with salary. You pluck out the comma before salary because you are changing salary. You are changing the name of salary to monthly salary. So there shouldn't be a comma. It's still the same thing. You remove that comma. Yes. So what we are trying to do, what we are trying to achieve is you are renaming the column. So if you just put comma and you put the new name, it will not understand. You say, which name are you changing to this one? You get, that's why it's bringing up that error. But you must put the name you want to change first. You won't put a comma in between. You will now put the new name.
You put the name you want to change first.
Yes. You get it now?
Are we to remove the 500, that plus 500, or we still leave that column?
But you can leave that one, add one more column if you want.
Okay.
So it depends on what the output that you want to come out.
So from the column, which of course has salary.
Yes.
Then we go ahead to add the next indices which we are trying to create.
Yes. So what I'm doing is I'm erasing this column name. The column name is salary. Before, you see it will display as salary.
Salary, yeah.
But I'm changing the name to become monthly salary. You get it?
Yeah.
So I put a comma. I want another column. That column, I want it to store that my salary times 12. That's my 1 year salary. You get it?
Yeah.
So I'm going to do salary again times 12. So how do I want it to come out? Do I want it to come out as salary times 12? No. I want it to come out as yearly salary. So if you just cut out this yearly salary now and rerun it, let's see what will happen. Just cut it out. We are going to put it back with the inverted comma, Yeah, we are running it now. See, it's bringing out salary times 12. Can you see under?
Yeah.
But that's not what we want. We want it to be written as yearly salary. So what that thing you are doing, you are just putting an alias. You are changing the name of the column. So it's not a natural column, but you are using it to change the name of what you want it to display. Do you get the principle behind it now?
Yes, I get it. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So any other question?
Okay, so I have unimplemented feature.
Perfect. Let's see it.
Okay.
I have 2 more minutes. Creed, I hope you permit me.
Yes.
In case it extends past the time. Okay. So what are you? Let's see what you are running. Which one?
Very
So
last.
implemented features. So let's look at the query one after the other. Select first name, comma, last name, salary plus 5,000, yes, comma, salary times 12, yes.
No, she's adding 5,000. She should have deleted 5,000 because we are looking at salary multiplied by 12.
Yeah, yes, you have multiple columns. I don't want us to miss this out.
Okay.
So the first one is going to show salary. The second one is going to show the salary of all the people plus 5,000. Don't remove it. Don't remove it.
No, I didn't remove it. I just put a comma after
No,
the
don't
salary
put a
plus.
comma. Don't put a comma. Remove the comma. So the second one is going to show salary plus 5,000. It's going to store that one as monthly salary, even though it's wrong, but at least query-wise it's right. Comma, after that, you now do your salary times 12. Your salary times 12, you want it to store it as
Okay. Now
yearly
I get.
salary.
I
So
think
you remove this new salary.
it should have been. I should have stored the monthly salary as new salary first.
Yes.
Then I multiply the new salary by 12.
Yes. So let me, when she finishes, just delete the new salary and run. New salary.
Okay, this one.
Yes. With the inverted comma. I just want us to understand the principle. It's not writing it, just understand it. The new salary, yes. My time is up, I think. My time is up. Can I get 5 to 10 minutes more? Or we should just end it?
You can get now.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so run it now, let's see. It will run now. Yes.
Yes.
It will run now, but it's not giving us what we actually wanted. This salary should be monthly salary.
Yeah.
The next one should be new salary, and the last
one should be yearly salary.
Yes. You get. I just want you to understand what we did. It's not the query is correct, but your output is wrong because that's not what we do. Yeah, you understand. So I want to just quickly do a quick trick here before we go. Let me share my screen. So another way to do that is, let's see. I just want to show you there are so many ways to do one single thing in SQL. Here we go. Yes. So I have, permit me, I'm just going to use first name because of our time, first name and salary alone. So, and salary alone. So for example, they said, I want you to add £100 to each person's salary and give me their yearly salary. So how do I go about it? I can do something like this. I want you to add £100. So salary plus 100 times. Can we remember that mathematics?
What mass?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
You understand? So this will be their yearly salary. So for example, they said, okay, they want to increase everybody's salary. So we want to look at how the yearly salary is going to look like for each one of them. So first thing first, increase everybody's salary per month by £100. And let's see the total salary for the year for each one of them. Do you understand what I'm trying to do now? So I'm going to see their current salary. So as long as you can just think about it, I've missed out something. Okay. The modification sign. As long as you can think about it and just try to do it mathematically, you can always do it with your SQL. And if you don't want to do it this way, you can still do it another way. You said? So what I did is for everybody's salary, I want to get their salary. So you can even do it in steps. Now, okay, I want to see whether I am correct. I want to see their salary first. I want to see if I had £10 to their salary, let's see what their new salary is going to look like. Salary. And let's see what their yearly salary is going to look like. So from your calculation, you know whether you are right or you are wrong. So my new salary, am I right? Yeah. I've added £100. So my yearly salary is this one times 12, which shows that my calculation is correct. So basically, using arithmetic is just trying to look at it the same way you do your normal maths and just putting the right right things there, and you do the calculation. So it might go more complex. They might ask you, okay, those people that their salary is between 5,000 and 10,000, increase their own salary by 10. Those ones that is between 5,000 and 20,000, increase their own salary by 20. They might make it much more complex like that. How do you go about that? We do that some other time. Thank you so much. See you next week.
Sorry, sir, Mr. Kunle, so sorry, please. So sorry.
No problem.
So sorry, please. Okay, so this statement is okay. So I'm a bit confused. So the first one, we have said that okay, so we are looking at salary plus 100 to be the new salary. Yes. Then the next statement, we are now saying that salary plus salary plus 100 times stop. Okay, that's
so
okay.
What I just did here is okay. Mr. Sheye, give
Yes,
me
sir.
the details. No, I'm just saying what the boss will ask for, the report he will ask for. Can you give me the details of all our employees and their salary? And I want you to give me another 2 additional details. The first one, give everybody an increase of £100 per month. Let's see the cumulative of what that £100 per month, what is going to look like in a year for each employee. That big increase I just spoke, this is the output. Do you understand what I just explained now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I want their current salary. I want their salary if we increase everybody's salary by £100. And I want that new increase. I want to see how much it's going to sum up to yearly for each employee. So I got their salary, this one. I got the increase plus 100, this one, the new salary. And I got the new salary for 1 year. What will it be? Times 12, this one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Does it make sense now?
Yes, sir. It does. It does.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So see you next week. Any question? Are we staying behind today?
Thank you so much.
I wanted to ask, this platform
Thank
is
you,
not
sir.
available for one to use now, except you are online.
Yes, except you are online.
Except you are online. Or
No. You can use it as long as, yes, you can use it. The platform will be up till the last day in November.
Oh, okay.
So even after this training, today, you can use this platform throughout today, tomorrow, next, anytime you want to use it, as long as the date is